So starting off this recipe, I'm just going to cut this carrot into longer strips, and you can make it as thin or as thick as you want. I would probably go for medium to thin, or you can even just use shredded carrots. What I love about this recipe is that if you are not fond of carrots or a certain vegetable, just simply replace it with one that you prefer more. So I've been using even like peppers and zucchini in my sushi burritos and just mixing it up, and it still makes it so good. Using some organic kale, I'm just going to remove the leafy part from the stem, leaving it as long and strip-like as I can. Keeping the vegetables as whole as you can without having little pieces of them just keeps the fallout from the burrito that much better. And this has been one of my go-to meals for work almost every day. So I'm spreading out some already cooled brown rice I made earlier, making sure that it's not too hot because you want it to not rip through the sheet, but be easy enough to spread and stick together. So just spreading it out to all the edges of my nori sheet, making sure it's as even as possible. I'm adding in some cooked green lentils just to give some added protein and fiber to this wrap to keep me fuller longer. Now I'm going to add my vegetables, and what you can't see is I have about like a coffee mug size of just tap water, and I'm going to be using that to wet my fingers. So along the edge of the second nori sheet, I'm going to wet that edge and then place it underneath the first nori sheet about an inch in, and then again wet the seam to make sure it sticks together. And this will give it added insurance when you go to wrap it so that it's a little bit thicker but also just more reinforced. Now just applying a little bit of water to the edges and crimping them down. It just makes them a little bit more pliable and not too stiff. And now just chopping my wrap in half, and this is usually when I will wrap it in parchment paper or some sort of Tupperware dish and bring it with me to work the next day for lunch. For the dipping sauce, I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of garlic powder. You can do more or less depending on what you like. 1 teaspoon of white miso paste. 1 teaspoon of this Thai Kitchen red curry paste. You could use gochujang if you have it, or even sriracha. And then 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. 1 teaspoon of maple syrup.